That it's a little bit cold. Jesus. -1. That's cold. Morning. It's Tuesday and it's freezing cold outside. It's literally now 0 degrees and it's 10 a.m. on the dot. Being Tuesday, my morning is fairly open, which means I will carry on writing my book. I will practice. I will shoot another video for my upcoming video course on how to hide the teaching. Everything will be available within the next 6 months. So I'm quite busy. I'm now also writing articles. I've launched a new website. It was already up. It's called beapromuser.com, but I finally settled on a format, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing articles for the website and promoting one-on-one coaching via Skype. So that's what I'm up to these days, plus the vlog, editing the vlog, plus 40 odd students a week. He made me tired just to talk about it. Nah, I'm kidding. I never get tired. Sometimes, but not really. Here we are at the academy. Let's get some practice in, shall we? Okay, enough practice. Let's write an article. Today I want to talk about, and I will write about, how to develop critical thinking and allow your students to be okay with criticism. Okay, so you are teaching your students, and often we need to criticize them. Not in a bad way, but we need to advise them and guide them towards success. And that sometimes takes a little bit of negative feedback. Not destructive, but negative. As you know, if you are a teacher, a lot of students do not cope well with that. They shut down, they react badly, they give up. I can tell you that last week one of my students decided to stop the lessons because I asked him to be a little bit more open when it came to questions. In other words, I asked the student to ask more questions, and he stopped the lessons immediately. Why? Because he didn't like the implication that I needed more from him, and he stopped the lessons. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm not the teacher for this person. It's all good. I keep reminding my students, I don't need this business. I do this because I love it. So I need their participation, otherwise, what am I doing? Okay, on the other hand, it is difficult to take criticism. I've been there. I've been a student for over 20 years. Heck, I've been a student for 30 years. So here's the problem. Sometimes we as teachers don't really know how to address that criticism. Either we don't say anything because we are scared of hurting our students' feelings, guilty as charged, I've done that in the past, or we are a little bit too harsh with the wrong person. So first of all, we do need to know who our audience is. We need to understand the student and how this student reacts to criticism. I have some students that I know that I can be brutally honest and waste no time, patting their backs, just straight into it. Boom, here's the issue, fix it. Other students I need to tell stories. Some other students I need to ask them to evaluate themselves. it depends on your student. So as teachers, we really need to be careful, not only about who we are talking to, but also how to address criticism. I use 3 angles. 1, brutal honesty. Boom, here's the truth, this is my opinion, do with it whatever you want, really. Angle number 2, I tell stories. So this is a good one because I like to tell stories about real students that I've had in the past or I teach currently, no names mentioned, but this story has also some sort of similarity to what's happening in the classroom in that moment. So I try to make it relatable, but without telling the student in front of me that he or she is doing that. So I tell a story about someone else who also has done that, but without saying that it's the same thing, but that makes them think. And because now they are hearing that story and they look inside of them and they go like, oh, okay, I think I get it. But you avoid the confrontation. What's cool is that sometimes you are telling these stories and the students are super engaged and often even slightly judgmental of the person in the story. And then it clicks. Another angle that I use is the 2 compliments, 1 correction. So basically here is when I go a little bit more in than out, more positive than negative. I compliment them on 2 things that they've just done, and I'm always honest, by the way. I'm not, pretending to be nice. And then I close it with a correction, criticism. So I can go something like, great timing keeping, man, like absolutely spot on. Your snare drum sound is absolutely incredible. Another correction. Let's just fine tune the bass drum phrasing. And there you go, I'm in. So be careful with how you criticize your students, and now I'm gonna write the article on what I just told you. There, that's my first blog post. So now it's vlogging, blogging, teaching, coaching, parenting, eating. Time for lunch. Okay, back from lunch. It's now 2 o'clock. I'm gonna warm up before starting my lessons at 3 o'clock because I can barely feel my feet. It's so cold. One down, 3 to go. Busy afternoon of lessons, so far so good. And there's one in there practicing. Sounds good. Let's see what the damage is. Apparently the boy's asleep, so it can't be that bad. So, there. We've been to the hospital. He's fine. He probably just ate something that made him feel sick. Anyhow, time to get to work, so 3rd shift. Here we go.